There is a sentence that can be completely true and still make a fight worse. I didn't mean it. Most people say it because they are trying to communicate something real. I did not intend harm. But we have all had a conversation go from bad to worse when one person was trying to defend what they meant, while the other person was still sitting with the hurt of what they experienced. That is what often happens with this sentence. It may be true, it may even be sincere, but if it arrives at the wrong moment, it can make the other person feel even more dismissed. Not because the sentence is false, but because it may be answering the wrong layer of concern in the moment. So let's look at a simple example. Freeze the moment where the conversation changes, and then see how it could go differently.
That was hurtful.
I didn't mean it that way.
Why is that always the first thing you say?
Because you're acting like I meant to hurt you.
I'm telling you that it hurt.
And I'm telling you I didn't mean it.
You're not listening to me.
I am listening.
No, you're dismissing how you made me feel.
Why are you so upset when that's not what I meant?
Every time I tell you something hurts, you make it about yourself.
That's not fair.
See?
See what?
Exactly that.
What am I supposed to do? Just stand here and let you tell me I'm a terrible person?
I never said you were a terrible person.
Well, that's sure how you're making it sound.
Stop putting words in my mouth.
Then don't accuse me of being a bad friend.
We've all had conversations spiral into a cycle of defense and frustration. Ethan is trying to prove something that may be true. He did not mean to hurt her, but Maya is not asking him to confess malicious intent. She is asking him to recognize the hurt regardless of his intentions. That is the mismatch. Ethan is defending intention. Maya is expressing impact. And because neither one has located the layer of concern the other person is speaking from, both of them start protecting something real in a way that makes the other person feel less understood. Let's slow the conversation down. Ethan is not defending nothing. He is protecting something that matters to him, his sincerity. From his perspective, he may be thinking, I didn't mean harm. Why does it feel like I'm being treated as if I did? He may feel accused, misunderstood, morally cornered. So he reaches for the sentence that protects what feels threatened. I didn't mean it. That reaction is understandable, but Maya is protecting something different. She is not necessarily saying, you meant to hurt me. She is saying, that hurt me, and I need to know that the hurt matters to you. She may feel dismissed, alone, unheard. So when Ethan keeps returning to what he meant, Maya may hear, your hurt doesn't count because I didn't intend it. That may not be what Ethan is saying, but it may be what Maya experiences. And this is where the conversation begins to break down. Not because either person is lying, not because either person is necessarily wrong, but because they are speaking from different layers of the same situation. Ethan is speaking from the intentional layer. He is asking, what was I trying to do? Maya is speaking from the experiential layer. She is asking, what did this do to me? And beneath that is the relational layer, the deeper question beneath the words. Do you care that this hurt? These realities do not cancel each other out. They are different layers of the same moment. Different questions being asked at the same time. Intention tells us where the action came from. Impact tells us where it landed. And the relational layer asks what the moment means between us. So when Ethan says, I didn't mean it, he may be telling the truth. But if he says it too quickly, he may be answering a different layer than the one Maya is asking him to hear. And that is the layer mismatch at the heart of the conflict. This is why the conversation escalates. Maya says, that hurt me. Ethan hears, you are the kind of person who wanted to hurt me. So he defends his intention. But Maya hears his defense as, your hurt is not valid because I did not intend it. So Maya pushes harder, then Ethan defends harder, and the conversation quietly shifts. No longer, what happened between us? Now it's, which of our truths gets to count? Maya is defending the reality of the hurt. Ethan is defending the reality of his intention. Both may be protecting something real, but neither is addressing what the other person is asking for. So the solution is not, never explain what you meant. Intentions matter. Context matters. Explanations matter. The issue is not whether intention should be discussed. The issue is when. When someone is still trying to tell you how your words or actions affected them, leading with, I didn't mean it, can sound less like an explanation and more like a defense. A better first step might be, I didn't mean to hurt you, but I can see that I did. Or, I'm sorry that what I said hurt you. That wasn't my intention. Instead of immediately explaining yourself, it can also help to become curious. A simple question like, what about it was hurtful? Can create space for understanding before explanation. Of course, not every situation requires extended clarification. Sometimes the harm is obvious. Sometimes responsibility is already clear. Sometimes a person is acting in bad faith, manipulating the conversation. or repeatedly refusing to listen. The goal is not endless discussion. The goal is to understand before defending when genuine understanding is still possible. And that matters because conversations often break down when impact and intention are treated as if only one can be true. But they are not competing truths. A person can cause harm without intending to, and a person's good intentions do not automatically erase the harm they caused. Recognizing that distinction can help both people stay connected to what matters. The impact still deserves to be acknowledged, and the intention still deserves to be understood. From Maya's side, instead of saying, "You never listen," she might say, "I'm not saying you meant to hurt me, but you did hurt me, and I need you to understand that before we talk about what you intended." Notice what changes. Impact is not erased. Intention is not denied. Both truths remain visible. The only thing that changes is the order. Impact first, intention second. And that order matters, because when impact is acknowledged first, intention no longer sounds like a defense. It sounds like context. And that gives the conversation a genuine chance at understanding, repair, and moving forward. Let's rewind the conversation. This time, let's see what happens when understanding comes before defense.
That was hurtful.
What are you referring to?
It felt like you were making light of something that mattered to me.
That wasn't what I was trying to do, but I can see why it might have come across that way.
When I brought it up before, you immediately started explaining yourself and steamrolled over what I was saying.
Yeah, I think I was worried you thought I hurt you on purpose.
I didn't.
I know that now.
I just needed you to understand why it bothered me.
Fair. And honestly, I think I got so focused on proving I didn't mean to hurt you that I stopped listening to the fact that you were hurt.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to say.
Can I explain what was going on for me?
Yeah?
Okay.
This is the key. I didn't mean it is not always wrong. Sometimes it is necessary. Sometimes intention really does need to be clarified. But if someone is still naming the hurt, intention may not be the first thing they need from you. They may first need to know, you understand that it hurt, you care that it hurt, and you are willing to stay with the impact before defending the intention. This does not mean every accusation is accurate. It does not mean one person's feelings automatically define another person's intentions. And it does not mean intention is unimportant. What it means is that effective repair often depends on sequence. First, acknowledge the impact. Then, explain the intention. When intention is defended too early, it can feel like the hurt is being minimized or dismissed. But when the impact is recognized first, people are often far more open to hearing what was meant. That is the difference between trying to win the misunderstanding and trying to repair the relationship. If you want to better understand what is happening beneath a disagreement, try the free online Layer Mismatch Check at DeruKailo.com. It can help you separate intention from impact, uncover what each person is reacting to, and identify the layer where the conversation may have started to break down. And if you want to explore the full framework in more depth, read Reality, Perception, and Meaning. The fastest way to untangle a conflict is often to understand the layer of concern before arguing the point.